the URL. Okay, I'll stop sharing.
Hi everyone, my name is Zeng. You can call me Vera as well. So today we were gonna go through this report. We're gonna talk about the Pulumi. So may I check how many of you have touched the Pulumi before? Or oh, wow, that's cool. So yeah. Okay, so generally here, Pulumi is infrastructure as code. So you normally in the AWS, in the kind of cloud, if we want to do the deployment, we have to click the button, then do the everything step by step. But here in the Pulumi, it's called the infrastructure as code, which means we're gonna write the code as infrastructure or write the infrastructure as code. So here we're gonna use a Pulumi. So hope everyone can have the access to this report now. Then just you try to fork the report first. After the fork the report, then create the code space because it takes some time. So let it run first. Then we can go through the more details. Okay. Fork to the dev branch. We only have the dev branch. Oh, okay. So can everyone go to the code? Okay, let me. Yeah, have to fork the report. Click on the fork part, then go to the dev branch, then create the code space. Okay, in this workshop, we're gonna use a Python. And can everyone here, may I check? Everyone knows Python, right? Oh, that's cool then. So previously I hope everyone use the AWS as well. So may I check how do you create the servers in AWS? Terraform. Wow, that's cool. Terraform. Yeah. Okay. Like before I do it in this infrastructure, for me, I just go to the login. Yeah, then go to the console to click. But there have a lot of disadvantages. For example, we have to remember everything we're gonna create it. Then during the deletion, we have delete all of them, or else it may raise the charges. And also, if we want to share this infrastructure to others, like from the dev team to the product team, we have to document every step. So it's quite troublesome. Also, if we want to track the changes in our infrastructure, we almost cannot do it, but just by clicking. So that's why let's come to the Pulumi. Generally, in this report, we're gonna build a EC2 instance using the Pulumi. So just try to get some knowledge from you guys. When we're building the EC2 instance, what do we need besides the EC2 instance? And when we're building the EC2 instance, besides have a EC2 instance, what do we need? Do we also need the internet, or do we need the subnet? Yeah, VPC, and then yeah, AMI. Okay, I hear someone say, yeah, security group. And then also key. Yeah, we also need the key. Yeah, gateway. Yeah, wow, thank you. So generally, we can go in the report here, in main.py. We can see it lists all the things we needed. The first thing we need is like the internet gateway. It's like it will gonna. Let me go. The first thing we did is internet gateway. It's gonna route the traffic from the external into our cloud. This is one thing. After the internet gateway, we're gonna go to the route table. Then we also need the VPC. And then under the VPC, we have our subnet. So our subnet is like the room under this cloud. So under the subnet, we have our EC2 instance is here. Is a line 173. Also, we need the AMI. Here is a line 63 AMI to install the operating system inside the EC2 instance. So a lot of all these things, we just write it into the code, into the script called main.py. And later when we're doing the deployment, we can clearly see, oh, what we're gonna deploy. If we want to make some modifications, for example, if I want to change the type of EC2 instance, I can just change here, for example, from the T2 small into the T2 macro, which is we're gonna do in the step 3. Okay. So generally with the Pulumi, our steps is coming from like, first we need to, we need to write the code into main.py, write all the infrastructure we needed into the code. Then just use the Pulumi app to do the deploying. During the uptime, we can see all the changes or all the things, new things we're gonna do, then convert the deployment. After the infrastructure get created, we use it for a while. If we don't want to use it anymore, we can just use a Pulumi destroy to destroy everything. So far, so we need to get to know these two commands. One is a Pulumi up, the other one is Pulumi destroy. Okay, now let's just go to the workshop to set up and deploy on the Pulumi command. Here I listed the things that we need. One is AWS account, AWS access key, and secret access key, GitHub account. So can everyone have this this thing now? If you need help, please raise your hands. We can come to help you. Okay, if I run too fast, please raise your hands as well, since we have the fewer people here. So we can give more support for you. Yeah. Now we can go back to the code space that we created just now. Here. I think everyone is on the same page with me. Yeah. So in the terminal here, you can just type the Pulumi version. Oh, sorry. Create a new terminal first, then type Pulumi version to check if your Pulumi get installed. You should get the result like this. after this one, because we need to set up the access to the AWS, so we need to set up our AWS access key here. So just type the command AWS configure, then put your access key ID and the secret access key. And everyone set up the AWS configure. If you need any help, please raise your hands. Yeah. Okay, I'll move on. We can go to the infra folder here. You can see under the infra folder, there is main.py. This main.py is the infrastructure that we explained just now. It includes the VPC, Internet Gateway, and EC2 instance, and etc. And there's another file, it's called Pulumi.yaml. We can see, we can view the Pulumi as a platform. Under this platform, we built a project called name is Start Pulumi with EC2. It's our project name. Then there's a description and runtime. Runtime here, I'm gonna use a Python, and it will create the virtual environment called the VENV, and use a pip to install all the related packages. We can see under the config here, we're gonna use a Pulumi template AWS Python. It means this project is templated from the AWS Python because we're gonna build the EC2 instance. So it's a Pulumi for AWS. There's another file called pulumi.dev.yaml. We can think about the project we built just now. It's called the Start Pulumi with AWS is a project. Under this project, we're gonna build one environment called the dev environment. Under this dev environment, we have two namespaces. One is AWS, the other one is workshop config. Under the namespace AWS one, it will set up all the attributes we did in the AWS. One is the region, is AP Southeast 1, is our Singapore. You can put into other region as well. Later in the step 3, we can try to change the region. And also AWS tags, we put the 3 tags here. One is environment managed by and Git repo. So all the servers or all the things we created from this project will put these 3 tags. So in the future, if other team go to see those infrastructure in AWS, they can find, oh, this is used for this project. So it's very easier for management. The other tag their other namespace is workshop config. This is a customized namespace. And I used this one, set one variables is called org with the value workshop resources and org. So I'm gonna use it to name our server. So all the service created from this project, similar to the tag, they will use this part of the name. So it's easier for us to categorize as well. For example, here we can say in main.py, there is one org. So it's gonna get the value that we saw just now. Then we're gonna use it to name the VPC, Internet Gateway, those things. So far, any question? Oh, okay, sure. Okay, in the Pulumi.dev, in this part, we have one customized namespace. It's called the workshop config. Under this namespace, we have one variable. It's called org. On this org, I choose a value. You guys can assign any value that you want. I assign value workshop resources org. So with this value, how can I gonna use these variables to name our service in AWS. So when we create the service in AWS, part of their name would be this one, workshop resources org. So later we can check it. Yeah, it's like a prefix. Yeah, perfect. Okay, then we can continue back to the workshop to set up and deploy on the Pulumi command on this part. So we're gonna go to the step 2, create the AWS role for GitHub. For this part, because we're gonna use a GitHub action. So in the GitHub action, we need to assign GitHub action with a permission to access to the AWS. So we need to create a role here. So it's slightly tricky, this part. So I'm gonna guide you step by step. Yeah. So first we can go to the AWS part. I hope everyone can log into your AWS account. Then go to the IAM. In IAM part, there is a policies. Okay, under the policies, just create policy, then JSON. Just try to copy all the policies here. Just go back to the markdown page on the to set up and deploy on Pulumi command. Paste it on the AWS. So you can see it. Then go to the next. After next, then create using the policy name. Use the policy name. Use a policy name Pulumi workshop policy because I have created it before, so I just have one. I use a Pulumi workshop policy 2. So then click on create the policy. After that, we're gonna create the roles. We will need to, and we will assign the policies to this role. So this role will use for a GitHub account to access the AWS. So go to the roles, then click on create the role. Everyone follow me? Yeah, cool. Then go to the custom trust policy. Then go back to the markdown page. Copy all the rows here. Then paste it in AWS. We can see in there, we need to add two values. One is your account ID. Just copy your account ID, then replace it with your account ID. The other one is your GitHub username. Just now we fork the report, right? It's the same GitHub username that you used to fork the report.
You selected the class from which you say web ID. Make sure that you follow it.
Okay, let me double check. Oh, okay. Okay. Let me explain it. In the web identity, if you go to the web identity, if you can find the GitHub one, you can go to the web identity to find the GitHub. Because here I don't have the GitHub one. If you don't have the GitHub one like me, so you just go to the custom trust policy.
So it's
Yeah.
web ID, we use the GitHub OAuth.
Yeah.
Okay.
So AWS account ID is on your top right column. Just copy here, then replace. After that, go to the next. Okay, you can customize your policy because here to simple, I just give the kind of broader access. Yeah, you can customize it. Okay, thank you. Then go to the next. Then just then copy the role name in the markdown page. Go to the paste to the AWS. Here I gonna name as number 2. Okay. Finally, go to click the policy. Click the role or create the role. So you can find the GitHub Actions Pulumi role here go to the policy part, you just attach the permission, then attach the policy. Everyone.
Go to permission. Add feature, select the policy.
Just to find the policy we created just now. It's called the Pulumi workshop policy. Then add permissions. Okay, here we can see in the GitHub Actions Pulumi role, here is a ARN. We need to copy this ARN, then put it into our GitHub page. Oh, yeah, GitHub repo. Just go back to our GitHub account under the start Pulumi with EC2 under the setting. Here would be have the secrets. Then under the secrets and variables, under secrets and variables, there is actions. Action here just report secrets, create new report secrets, then paste our value into here. Oh, okay. So we can see in our roles, we can find go to the search tab. You can find the GitHub Actions Pulumi role. Then under here, there is ARN. Just copy the ARN. Then put into the report secrets. Here, I just use the AWS new role ARN as a name. So go to the add secrets. Okay. To add this secrets, just go to the settings, then secrets and variables, actions. Under the repository secrets, go to the new repository secret. Just add the ARN that we generated just now. Okay, so far, if we want to use the Git actions to access the AWS, so it's gonna use this role to get the permission. So this role defines the permission that's that it needed. Because here we use a EC2, so we can see the policies is all about the EC2, those creation, access, or deletion, those things. So in the future, if you want to use for the Lambda or ECR, you need to define the policy by yourself, then put it here. Okay. And another thing is like, because in the AWS, they need to authenticate that when the Git actions to do the deploy in AWS, they need to authenticate, oh, it's a real GitHub actions. It's not someone fake it. So previously people use a AWS access key, but here we're gonna use a OIDC. We can see, go back to the Markdown page. You can set up the OIDC by yourself. It's a similar things like we set up the role. Just try it by yourself.
This is supposed to be more secure than
Yeah, that's correct.
in case the access keys is compromised.
Yeah. If you have any question, just raise your hands. Just try to do the set up the OIDC by yourself.
Right, question over there. Yeah, yeah. Okay. Right. So what point is so there are many ways. One is one of them. And the unique thing about Pulumi is that you write it in Python. So you check the limited and code. Want to change it. So the same thing is create a big and the code that you push. Actually, if they're all the tests, then you push to the wheel of AWS to manage a destroy, apply, create, update, stuff. So the kind of AWS gives you kind of support page so far how to do this one first. So version of the AMI and stuff like that. The stitch it or you can just use the start you can do it like local tools, like form tools, you run it like RCICD. Secrets, right? The OURN, that's like the permission. Oh, so that's why it's so default. You have to go through to have secrets. As long as you do stuff but you can show you this from local sheet. What is yeah. So what is you you can run your Pulumi inside of this. And then you the Pulumi is right? You update the code, you push into there, then you can run the Pulumi account for command on the location. You want to you run the site this is her workspace on GitHub. She basically code report on GitHub and then run it on GitHub and stuff. This is like a code editor on GitHub. So it's like a VS Code on GitHub. Open source sometimes they allow you to run it on the code, which you can version that is easier for them to integrate. But then you can do everything on the configuration you want to the configure version. Yeah, you can run it on the code. So and I think the thing about it is what to do. There's two languages. And all your AWS resources are defined that book. That object doc method of this really nice here. Whereas I use all type of JSON language. Yeah, this is a common language. And then I think they yeah, more than so whatever you like, right? So yeah, so like almost like a then you ask me this is then you think about it what you did and then you make a choice. That's good. This is work learning. The sort of looks just because usually what you do is that they were trying to accept it. Especially with DevOps and MLOps. Right. So but you are actually down on DevOps. So if you are looking for DevOps engineer job, right? So you get an interview with one of them. So it's good happening. No, this is because you learn anyway, and then see if the DevOps like not like you learn, so you have a job. So the back you could be more involved in the DevOps. So but also startups or open door or cloud companies. They're not completely first. Makes sense, right? Go back. Go back manually to the AWS.
Okay.
So now,
Wait. Can everyone set up the OIDC? Yeah, I just show it here. So just go to your AWS. AWS access key. Okay, can everyone go to the IAM, identity providers, then add the providers. Here, go to the OpenID Connect. For the provider URL, just copy it from the Markdown page. And the audience also can copy it from the Markdown page. Then go to the add providers. Here I have already created one. Yeah. After you get created, you can see this provider. So just now we did two things. One is that we created the AWS role so that our Git actions can have the access to the AWS. Then another thing is that we have the identity providers. So this will help us help the AWS convert. This is a real GitHub actions. It's not someone fake it or someone use a stolen key to use your AWS resources.
Every time when I need my data, in this case GitHub,
yeah,
you will use the provider to check one time if you are a real user.
Yeah, it
Okay.
will check one time.
Right.
It is one kind of workflow.
Like a workflow.
Yeah. Another thing we need to create is just the Pulumi tokens, because here we need the Pulumi to help us set up. So we can think about Pulumi as a platform. So we need the access to this platform. Normally here people just use access tokens. So just go to the pulumi.com, then get the access tokens, then copy the token and save it as a Pulumi access tokens. The same as we save it as a AWS role ARN, the same step. Okay. After you run this part, then you can just go to the deploy, go to the CD for infra, then use a Pulumi stack init to do the deployment. Okay, I will get you into the Pulumi token parts. So just go to the app.pulumi.com. Then go to the top right side, then click on the account button, then go to the personal access tokens. Here, You can just click on create the tokens. So you will get the Pulumi tokens. Just save it into your space. Okay. Then go to the account, personal access tokens, then create tokens. Okay, and yeah, last question. Yeah. Okay, it's like here we're gonna use a code from the Pulumi or we're gonna use the Pulumi platforms. So all the things we write will pushed into these Pulumi platforms, and this platform will help us deploy to the AWS. So it's like for the access tokens, it's like it's will push all the things our created just now into this Pulumi platform. We're gonna use our personal access tokens. After that, the Pulumi will check, oh, if we have the access to the AWS, so it will gonna use the AWS role we created just now to deploy our infrastructure to the AWS. Does that answer your question? Okay. After we create the tokens, we need to save the tokens into the repo. The same step like we did in the AWS. Go to the settings, then under the secrets and the variables, go to the actions, then add a repository secret because I have added before. Let me delete and re-add it. Okay. Repository report. Use the name Pulumi access tokens, then paste the tokens that we generated just now, then add the secret. Pulumi access token is like we have the access to our Pulumi account. So do you have this? I don't have. I try to use admin first.
Yeah,
Okay.
because we're trying to get we'll do a second.
Oh, okay. Use the admin first. Okay, finally we come to the deploy. In the deployment, just go to the CD infra, then use a Pulumi stack init. In the Pulumi stack init, it asks you to put the Pulumi tokens. Just paste the tokens you copied just now, then enter. So here I'm gonna choose the name is like just choose your name is like your GitHub account name, then dev. So the Pulumi will push it into your kind of Pulumi account, then under the dev branch. Oh, it's already exist. So I've created before, so it's already exist. Next, you can use a Pulumi dry run, Pulumi preview. In the Pulumi preview, it's gonna show all the things you're gonna create it. So instead of just immediately deployment, use a Pulumi app, we can use a preview to dry run all the things. Then we can check during the dry run part, we can check, oh, is the things that all the things that we wanna create it are included here, or do we use a run infrastructure? Yeah. So after the preview, it listed all the things we're gonna create it. Like in the main.py, the script we show in the first time. It lists the VPC, Internet Gateway, route table, EC2, all the things are listed here. It shows, oh, we're gonna create it, all the things from the main.py. So if you want to deploy it into the AWS, you can just use a Pulumi app. So in the app, it will confirm, oh, do you want to perform this update? So it will deploy all the things we saw in the preview to the EC2 instance. Here, if you are under the AWS free tier, there's no cost. But if you have used the AWS for a long time, maybe you run out of free tier, it maybe just cost several cents because we're gonna delete it after that, after this deployment. So we just use yes.
So right before that, there was a preview, right? Of
Yeah.
what will deploy, and possibly some of the outputs, instance ID after it is deployed, right?
Yeah.
So I also realized that the app.pulumi is the one that holds the state, right? No, later you explain, I know. just curious. The app is together, the preview and confirm. Yes, more proof.
After the app, you can get the web URL. You can go to the click on the web URL. The time magic comes.
Preview the web page.
So you can see this web page. Yeah, because in this web page, I just put all the things like the EC2 instance or our Pulumi information here. Also, you can customize this web page by yourself. You can put it as your personal blog or any other things. Yeah.
We're there for deployment challenges. Control. and then we'll talk about the actual this is for oh yes. Oh, the region. So where is the region configure, right? Well, it should be autonomy voltage page right. Oh no, no. Sample code is because your role has to be for another region, so of course you can apply. That is normal, right? So you both have to match. Yeah, right. Awesome. Yeah. In command. Yeah. Another that. I mean, like the destroy. That means that you'll be under creating drama. Yeah, the creating destruction is doing that. That's right. I'm going to destroy. Oh, right. Yeah. You know, destroy destroy. That's a good start. Okay. And you specify the region there. So those files override the command. I can check the region in the command ID. So it's not enough to use the config. Yeah. Oh, okay. Low ARM and the sample code. Yeah. I guess the Pulumi code will be specifying one region, right, for sure. Action. Okay. Yeah. No, that one of the Pulumi, her sample Pulumi, right? Inside she would because your workshop repo has an import region, AWS region, right? Oh yeah. So some of the attendees have a different region. Oh. So where do they change the region in the workshop in the repo? Another one, yeah, this USE, US East or whatever, right? So when they create the role and the ARN for it's that region, right? So when you run it to Pulumi, you will fail. So everything can come out. I think you got it. Yeah. Quite a bit. Oh, no wonder you wrote that first.
Okay, after the part 2, we can go to the part 3 bonus part. In this part, you can change the server tabs. You can also change the configs. Also can change the design in the web page. You can try to follow the steps here. It's a more interesting. This part is so worth to try. Yeah. If you have any question, you can raise your hands. We're gonna help you to do this. This part is like the self-study.
So in your example, you use the GitHub code spaces, right? And then put the scripts for the Pulumi access token, right?
Yeah.
If I run Pulumi up on my local machine CLI, so the Pulumi access token will be in my environment, like an env,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
There's no login command for Pulumi, right? So
No.
so it's like setting like a environment variable. Pulumi access token equals to, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
because he's trying to CLI.
Oh, okay. I see. In this part, just now, the Sam asked question about the Git actions, because here we're gonna use now we use a Pulumi app. It's like manually tap, and later we can use a Git actions. It's like the CI/CD. So once you make the changes, so the Git action will detect the change, then it will help you deploy. So it's like you make the change, commit, then push the repo, the Git action will detect the change. So help you to the deployment. Yeah. Guys, after you run the Pulumi app, you can run the Pulumi destroy to destroy everything. Yeah, I forgot to mention this. So
My pleasure. Like 15 cents or 15 cents.
Hello, everyone. I just fastly go through the GitHub workflows. Hello, it's close to the lunchtime now. So in the GitHub workflows, it's kind of help us to do the deployment. In this part, we have the under the workflows, there is two workflows. One is the deploy EC2 YAML and destroy EC2 YAML. Under the deployment part, it will at least it will have the actions on the branches that page. Then go to the jobs. Under the jobs, there is one deployment jobs. On this deployment jobs, first it will gonna check if we have check the code, if our code have any issues, then also find the difference that what we have made the changes. Because every time we do the commit, it will make some changes into GitHub. So checkout will have the records. Another thing is that it will run to the configure AWS credentials. So it will use the resources that we created just now, AWS role ARL and the AWS region. Because here we're going to use Python, so it will set up the AWS, set up the Python. Finally, we're going to use set up the Pulumi environment and set up the dependence using under the requirements.py. Then the next part is to check the instance. If the check if we have created the instance before, and do we our changes made just now, do we need to replace the instance or just create a new one? After that, we're gonna do the deployment. This is a kind of Pulumi app. It will just run the app command, which is we run previously manually. Okay. So let me show you here. For example, here I just changed one text. Previously in our AWS account, you can see this is the one that we created just now. It use a name prefix like the workshop resource org, and also have the text that we used in the Pulumi.dev. It has a GitHub repo org, management by, and environment and name, these orgs. So here I'm gonna just change one org. Let me change the environment from the dev into the workshop. You can see under Pulumi dev.yaml, I can change the environment text from the dev into the workshop. So all the servers created under this Pulumi workshop, under this Pulumi project, the name tag previously is a dev will become the workshop. So I go to the Pulumi. So I go to the commit. Go to the git status, then go to the git. So in this commit, I just made one change. It's just the Pulumi dev.yaml change from the under the text workshop dev, the dev value into the workshop. Then I'm gonna push it. So our deploy action is running. So it will list all the actions it's gonna do. One is first check out the code, configure the AWS credentials, then go to set up the Python, install the Pulumi, install the Pulumi and set up all the environment. Those things are listed in the GitHub action workflows in deploy EC2. Then it will help us to do the yeah, give me a moment.
This code 放在 my
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Or not cloud share. Go to the IAM. Go to IAM. Then you go to the let's see would be 角色政策建议政策 Jason yeah just is the first thing
取代这个东西。
啊对对 the whole one from the iPad
我好像没有这两个资源。
是一样的access that 这个 policy
干嘛？
有角色这个事情就 replace 是吧哪儿找了学到了
OK OK。I was already running. I already ran my AWS 的 username，这是我 GitHub 的 username 对吗？
不是ID 要有 ID，
要 ID。
Hey everyone, so how are we doing? Anyone still has issues with your setup? No? So the last bit is basically to run the workflow from your GitHub Actions. That's to help to automate the spinning up and destroying of your infrastructure on AWS. So remember to run the destroy at the end of the day so you don't get charged too much money in your credit card. Okay? Cool? Yeah?
这里有人。应该删这个吧。
这个你已经会这个删什么？
要把这个重新命名为有那个 GitHub。
Okay. 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 So, okay. Thanks for everyone for coming now. And do you have any questions so far? Yeah.
Denise says. Oh. So I think one of the attendees asked that, for example, if they create a IAM role, right, and then say we have the region here, AP South 1, right? But I think in your instructions is that we use the IAM and then we attach some role, create policy and all, right? So where do we specify that this role has access to this region?
Oh, okay, sure. One thing is like we can see in the first we define the region is under this Pulumi dev YAML. We define the region. It shows all the things we're gonna create would be put on the region. Then the another thing is like in the main.py. In main.py we don't have this region definitions.
Okay.
But in the previous step, in the step 2, when we create the AMR role, here I just give the full access to the EC2 instance. So I not specify the regions.
Oh,
So-
so full access for the demo for the workshop. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, for the workshop. But for the security issues, like some people mentioned to me before, so we had better to specify the regions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got it. Cool. Anyone else has questions?
I just wanted to check in the GitHub Actions, right? Also, there's a mention of the region. GitHub Action config, the auto deploy. There's also mention about region. Which region will actually be? Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah. Sorry. Thank you.
Use line 24, you specify a region. Yeah.
Can you see this one? Okay. His question is like in the GitHub Actions, we also define the region, and also Pulumi, we also define the region. So which region we're gonna use? So here in the GitHub Actions, I define the env AWS region here, and this part would be used as you can see in the when we create the AWS credentials, we're gonna use this region. So it means this region is related to this reports. So it will kind of replace the things we defined in the Pulumi dev.yaml. So yeah. This is one thing that we can make them improve later, because if we want to use the Git actions to define the region, this region has more priorities than the Pulumi one. So how in the real time, like in the production time, like people would just define the regions here. It's like we have a lot of workflows, but used for the different regions. But in the Pulumi dev YAML here, we would not specify the regions.
Correct.
So far, any question? Does it make sense? Yeah.
Is it possible to like all that away and then use GitHub environments or something like that?
And some people do that.
Some people,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Even with the region. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
In this case, kind of gray area because region is such a common thing, right? You can actually pre-default your region or.
Yeah, that's true.
into the environment.
Yeah.
Right. In this case, exactly because it's already set in our environment, you can abstract it all the way.
Yeah.
State management.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Do you want to answer the question?
I'll try. I'll let you add on. Okay. So there are two ways you can manage state management. Handle state management with Pulumi. If you have used app.pulumi, they will track your state. Okay. So unlike Terraform, where users S3 bucket, Pulumi handles it for you. However, if you look at the Pulumi documentation, there is a the Pulumi -- local. Then all the state is in your local machine. If you're comfortable with that, you're a one-man CTO, sure, you can do that, right? And that's a lot easier because all the secrets is actually handled on your local machine. It never goes anywhere. But if you kind of like want to work on any machine anywhere, then Pulumi app can actually handle that for you. Yeah. Actually, I have an even more difficult question for her for state management, but yeah, hopefully that answers your question. Yeah. Okay. In fact, my tougher question is that if I already have an existing AWS infrastructure, can Pulumi catch up to my state? Yeah, the stuff that I didn't, yeah, correct, yeah.
Well, that's the same. You give me an idea that how can we do a startup? You know, it's like people like most of them for the cloud is like people will start from the scratch to use a Pulumi. So it's like in the every startup we would define like we're gonna use a Terraform, we're gonna use a Pulumi, then go to build the cloud servers. But now you mentioned if we already have something on the cloud or we use another things like the Terraform to build, how can we do this migration? To be honest, I haven't involved in this case before, but I think with AI, maybe we can kind of generally send some document to the AI, then AI will help us to convert it into the Pulumi code if you want to use Pulumi. Then you just try to kind of replicate with the Pulumi to convert all those things. Is that what you have developed it before? Then based on this code, you make the change, keep it on the Git track, keep it on the Git tracks. So that would be the better solution, I think.
I think possible. You could use AWS CloudFormation, export it out,
Yeah,
then use AI to convert CloudFormation into Pulumi again.
yeah, that's true.
Probably would. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, correct. It's not 100% realistic. Yeah. So like that means that probably yeah. Like,
You mean in the TF state? Just
So
oh,
Terraform also migrate from Terraform to
oh. Okay, for the Terraform part, I'm not familiar. I think the Terraform part, do they have some kind of?
but it's,
Oh,
it's a file, it's a TF file, script file,
uh-huh.
and they usually put it on the S3 bucket. Yeah. So, but that's like proprietary or special to Terraform. So
Oh,
I haven't found any tool that can convert from Terraform state into Pulumi. I haven't found, but there could be.
oh, okay, I see.
Yeah, it's possible. Yeah. Okay.
Oh,
TF state. TF state. Yeah. Because the TF state is what stores all your like like EC2 IDs, that kind of stuff, right? So actually, someone could do it. It's just a script to script, file to file.
yeah. Maybe we also can, if someone cannot do, we also can train a AI just because their file to file is they have their typical styles.
Quite defined. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just about passing the state file and converting to Pulumi config lah. Yeah. Okay, cool. Any other questions from anyone? Yes? So if they have questions, how can they contact you, Vera?
My LinkedIn, yeah, you can add me in the LinkedIn. So just go to, yeah, I show the QR code here. This version. Yeah, just can search my name in the LinkedIn, then you can contact me. Then, yeah.
So it's Vera Z to
Yeah, Vera Z00.
You can increase the font size, yeah, a bit. Yeah. Yep. So yeah, you can contact Vera through her LinkedIn. You can probably post more questions to her if you have any questions. I think Vera is also on the Telegram group. Are you on the Telegram group?
Yeah, I mean
Yeah.
also in the Telegram group.
Yeah, you can also join us there. Okay, cool. Let's see. One last bit. I'll just do. Thanks again for joining us today for the workshop. And Thanks, Vera, for sharing with us about Pulumi. Okay, clap lah. And okay, so yeah, we do have a what am I doing? Oh, okay, this one. I'm using this one. Okay, yeah. Do scan this and give us some feedback. Let us know how we did and how we can do better. Right. I noticed some of the folks here didn't bring your laptop. I apologize. Maybe we should have made it more clear. This is more like a hands-on coding session. So I guess if your first time joining us for Dev Gym, you know that our Dev Gyms on Saturdays are usually hands-on sessions. And yeah, it's okay. Next time, it's a good reminder for that we should update. We should make sure that we make it explicit lah. Yeah. Cool. Yeah. Fill up the feedback form. Let us know how we did, how we can do better, and yeah. And since it's also around lunchtime, we can probably go out for lunch. If we want to, we can try and check out whether there's space in the food court downstairs. Since it's a slightly small group, but I mean, it's optional. You don't have to join if you don't want to. Yeah. Cool. Yeah. Feedback form. Yeah. Cool. Yeah, we'll still be around for another 10 plus minutes. And if you have any questions for Vera, you can talk to her straight away, or you can come talk to Sam or myself if you have any questions about Junior Dev or something like that. Yeah, cool. All right. Thank you, everybody.